Let's talk about that. What was the whole experience like for you? Like, is there anything off camera or anything like?
I only heard the stories you told me.
There was a lot of things cut because we all went there to scout it the day before, didn't we?
Yeah.
We happened to be in Shinjuku, and I was going to film there the next day, and we were like, can we just like rock up to this host club and see what's up? And it looks sketch, right? Like
it was pretty fucking
they were
dirty,
very nice to me. They were very, very nice to me, but I will be honest and say that it was a little. No,
I mean, I remember going to the area and I'm like, I don't fear for my safety in Japan.
It was in the really sketchy area of Shinjuku.
Yeah.
That's pretty shady.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you want to know about the whole thing? Because like,
what was the most awkward experience?
We were recording for 4 hours.
Okay.
So it was a 4-hour shoot. So we started before they opened up, and then we went through the whole thing. And they the whole point was that like I wanted to actually try and talk to customers.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I wanted it to kind of be like Louis Theroux-esque, where he puts himself in the situation.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to put myself in a situation that was really uncomfortable for me. And yeah, so I was introduced around by the main guy called Taizo, and I'm very thankful he showed me around. I don't think many people in the comments liked him though. And
Why?
He made a lot of jokes, and we cut a lot of them. He was very, very insistent on like bashing my looks a lot, and I was rolling with it. I was like, yeah, I'm ugly.
Wow.
Do you think he was trying to be funny and just failing, or was it like?
I think there was some of that. I think he was also maybe a little like acting up for the camera. I think maybe he's like, oh, this new kid comes in.
Yeah,
he's got subscribers. Let's show him like what's what.
He ain't shit.
Basically, I think it was like this kid thinks he's hot. No way.
Assert dominance.
It was just like the way that they like attract women. I found was like so blatantly Japanese. You know what I mean? It's like it was really opposite from like Western hitting on. Like they would literally, the moment this girl sat down, right, they were like, yo, you're hot, you're beautiful, what you doing? Oh, you like, what do you do?
Really?
They were like, the moment they sit down, they start hitting
that
on.
forward.
Yeah.
And you know those girls are just like,
and the problem is that like they wanted me to like sit down and immediately like start hitting on them, and I was like, so like, dude, I can't do that. Like I like the slow game, let's just talk, go out for a date or two.
Yeah.
But it's really strange. So like the way the hosts work, at least these guys, like the whole thing was like, butter them up, get them to buy you drinks, add them online, talk to them, take them out on dates afterwards, be like, hey, you coming to the host club tonight? Like, it was really like weird, I guess.
Superficial.
Yeah, it was very superficial, and I felt understood how like a lot of these girls were really into them, because there's one girl in the video who was like adamant that she was going to marry the host.
Oh god.
And the host was like, obviously he was like, yeah, of course you are. You know what I mean? Because she just spent $10,000 on a champagne bottle, so of course he's going to be like, of course you're my future wife.
What does she do to be able to afford such frivolous expenditure?
What they told me off camera was that they tend to be in the same kind of industry.
Oh.
So it's kind of like they're like the same 5 Tumblr artists just giving each other the same commission. You know what I mean? Just giving each other the same commissions.
The circular economy.
So she might be working at like a kyabakura.
Yeah,
like that guy might go to the kyabakura to go see her.
Most of them were working in soaplans. So a lot of them.
That makes so much more sense.
If you don't know, is an underboard kind of. It is. If you Google it, it literally says prostitution. It's legal prostitution, essentially. So a lot of them tended to be also prostitutes themselves.
That makes sense,
and I guess that's why they were maybe okay with the superficiality of it all.
Right. Have you ever been to a snack bar or a hostess club or anything before that?
I went to like a maid cafe, and that was about it.
Well,
but like, I'd never been to like anything where it was like that, because they were like, from the moment these girls come in, they get 8 or 9 minutes each host for about an hour to just hit on these girls. So one goes in, and then he does his thing. Immediately after he walks, the next host comes in, starts hitting on them. And then after like an hour, right, she has to choose who she likes.
It's like speed dating.
It's literally speed dating, but a lot of the girls I think just come in for because you get like 2 hours of free, like $10 for all you can drink.
Right.
So a lot of people come in, do the 2 hours, and then just never come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember it was really, really, really painful to try and hit on these girls, because also I was trying to hit on them through a translator. I don't know if you've ever tried to hit on someone. It's like
hey,
it's like this distance. We're sitting next to them, swirling. I'm like, you look really pretty. I'd say "Kirei desu ne." Then they would say it. They would say it back, and then they'd be like, "Thanks," and I'm like, Speak? Oh, you look very kidding.
I want to be your translator.
Man, just imagine being the translator and just like that's a next level of third wheel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And then the whole thing is like, obviously, I'm also drinking a lot of alcohol because the main host was adamant on getting me smashed.
Yeah.
And so it looked like we were drinking water, but it was just like
Short you.
in between the shots that you were constantly doing was strong zero.
Oh God.
And they would drink strong zero like water, right? So
Oh my
they
god!
would every time they'd have to go to a girl, they would have to finish all their drink that they would make as well. And these
God.
were always like 12% or higher spirits, right? They were pouring. So, and I remember they were telling me, the hosts in Japan, they were like vomiting every single night from alcohol.
I mean, if you're mixing strong zero with like champagne and shots,
Yeah, because they made me down like a half bottle of champagne.
Oh my God.
how much was that
in the
worth?
video.
How much is that?
On the menu, it costs like, I think it was like 9,000 or something.
Were you sick after all of this?
No, I wasn't. Funny enough, I went to like Little Lamb right after, and I had a great meal. I was like sobering up in a hot pot place.
Brilliant.
But it was so that was like $9,000 or something.
So you drank
Just
like
paid for it.
$4,000 worth of champagne. In one go.
And then a bunch of drinks in between that. The shots were like $30 each, and then all the drinks were like $50 each.
Would you ever do a video like that, Chris?
Well, I was thinking about doing it until I saw yours. And I was like, I'm not going to put myself.
That's what I thought. I wondered why no J vloggers had done it, but I felt like none of them would be willing to do the
No.
Yeah.
smash.
I was like, I'm not cutting like 5 years of my life expectancy for this video. Like, it ain't worth
But
it.
that's the thing, right? They do it, but like they all owned like apartments in central Shinjuku because they make like average like $10,000 a
Yeah.
night. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
make like, and a lot of them send it to their family, so a lot of them are just like making the money while it's good, I guess, and then getting out. The coolest guy there was the vice president who like wasn't a host, and I thought he was like by far the hottest as well. He was like 34 and he looked like every like bishy anime character.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he was really nice. He was really open. He was giving us a whole tour, telling us everything about the club, whilst the other guys just wanted to see me fail with the women. Like, because I remember the main guy was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be supporting me," and I go over, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so now you have to do I'll support you." I'm like, "What? I was lied to."
Jesus.
Yeah, and we cut a lot of the stuff because I got really fucking drunk.
What's like the craziest place you're like willing to like go film in Japan?
Well, I don't know. I've always wanted to film in a snack bar or hostess bar.
Because you've done
I never
the.
think, what are they?
Well, it's basically like what you've just described,
thing.
but the other way around with girls and guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
It's far less expensive. And where I used to live in Yamagata, it's like the only thing to do. You go to an izakaya, and the second place you always go for an ijikai party is a hostess club or a snack.
Oh, okay.
Snack bar is kind of like a cheaper variant.
I've been to a snack bar before.
Yeah, and there's nothing seedy about them. There's nothing really seedy about hostess.
I mean, it
clubs.
was a little bit seedy for me because I was like 16 when I went.
Okay, that's
And I
not
was in
just
the
seedy
middle-
but illegal.
I was like in the middle of nowhere in Hokkaido because I was like working in the ski fields, and my boss was like, "Hey, let's go to a snack bar," and I'm like 4 years underage to go, and it's like, "Nah, you'll be all right." So I went, and you know, this like 16-year-old kid just like sitting there, you know, just like sipping, you know, beer or whatever, and the mama who's like that's the name that they give to like the main hostess of the snack bar is the
Yeah.
mama. She just sat right next to me, and she's like, "So how old are you?"
Oh god.
Oh
And
my
I was like, fuck, what should I say? I guess I
Yes.
should just say 20. And my boss at the time was like shit-faced already because he couldn't hold his liquor. He's like, oh, he's 26. And the moment he said that, I was like, I'm getting kicked out. There's no way she's going to look at me and be like, yeah, you're a 26-year-old. But no, the mama just looked at me and was like, oh, you look very young for a 26-year-old.
In Japan, if you say you're over 20, they don't question it. They're like, "All right, cool."
It's true.
No, because like in Asia, especially, like if you're because you're like half Australian as well,
Yeah.
so they just assume you're fucking old as fuck.
It was the
because they
first time I was
have.
thankful for my face. Like, I was just like, thank God I look like 5 years older than I actually am.
Yeah.
'Cause I would have been in some deep shit otherwise. But the snack bar is fun. Like, it's way more chill than like what I assume a host club would be.
It is. I mean, you just sit down. I often take friends to one just to surprise them.
Yeah.
They come to Japan for the first time because they sit down. Then there's like two girls either side, and they like pour their drinks, light their cigarettes.
That
They're
just
like-
sounds like fun, though.
It does, but
It's
mostly
way
my
more
friends
chill.
are awkward because it's a concept that doesn't exist really. You know,
Because
outside
I
Japan.
think if
Yeah.
you had described that to someone in the UK, I think people would think that's kind of like, oh,
Very
you're like,
sleazy.
you're like a
Sleazy.
sleazy
Yeah.
old guy.
I mean, the
yeah.
closest thing I could think of in like the UK is probably like a strip club, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
that's like that. No, but it's. I'm not
I mean,
saying
it
that
is,
is,
though. Yeah,
but
it
it's
is,
like
yeah.
the closest experience
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
think of, just for
probably,
like a
yeah.
very broad
Yeah.
term. You
But
know
they're
what
far
I mean?
better at a hostess place because they'll like be really, they'll talk to you so much.
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
just be full on you, and then they'll make you sing karaoke songs.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
That's right.
They won't make you drink a disturbing amount of alcohol. Like
It's not quite as bad as what you do.
Yeah, they definitely seem really sleazy, the host clubs, and I believe there's like a lot of them are owned by sketchy people. As well.
Sketchy people.
I'm not want to say name
Who's
names.
sketchy people, Connor?
Just some gangs or whatever. Like, but,
The Y word.
the games by Sega. Those people. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are owned by that because they seem to just kind of like operate under their own kind of like
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely are.
I mean, that's why I was so impressed that they would just want to be like, yeah, come on in, film it all, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got permission though that easily.
What happened
Good connections.
is that I think our producer Maylene, best producer, has every connection in Japan apparently. Talked to a host. Host was like, yeah, I want to start my YouTube channel. So
Oh right.
and apparently if you're like the number one host in the club, you have a lot of like power.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, is that's constantly changing. So next week you could be like, have no say.
Right.
So this guy was like, oh yeah, I'm bringing in this guy with a film crew, take care of him. And to be fair, everyone was really like nice. They let us film a lot of stuff, like how when they were talking about earnings and stuff, they let us film. But we cut that. But they let us like in on listening to it and who was winning the earnings and stuff. And they take it really seriously. They compete against other host clubs to see who's getting the most money between them. And we're talking like disturbing amounts of money. Like I think one guy for
The one who gets the most is Roland, I think. You heard of Roland?
right, yeah, I've heard
Number one
of this
host.
Roland
Yeah,
County.
yeah,
It's
Right,
like
right.
$50,000 a month, I think. Maybe more.
No, it's a day
day.
per day. Because
Okay.
on one guy for his birthday, they were telling me he got like $60,000 on his birthday day. Because on your birthday, everyone has to buy you drinks and stuff.
We're in the wrong business.
That's
man.
literally. And they asked me, they're like, how much do you earn for like having 1 million subscribers? I told them how much I earn in like a month, and they were like, "Was that it?"
We made that in 10 minutes.
They were like, "Why don't you be host?"
So in other words, if you're starting your YouTube channel for the money, don't bother. Just be the host.
It was at that moment that I've never regretted not speaking Japanese more than any moment. I'm like, fuck, just come in here like part time. You know what I mean?
They're like, oh, you earn $1 per subscriber, right? That's how it works. That's how the YouTube economy works, right?
Yeah.
I thought like I had a nice comfy earning until they like just fucking in front of all the hosts were like, wow, that's pathetic. I was like,
Just like a collective,
all right.
That's cute. That's cute.